Grave, establishing tension. The Eastern Mediterranean has long been a theater of high-stakes tension. For decades, Cyprus and Greece have been locked in a rigid standoff with Turkey over maritime boundaries and offshore energy resources. But the regional dynamic is shifting, with the arrival of a new player from over 4,000 miles away. India is now increasingly active in these waters, marking a significant departure from its traditional sphere of influence. This raises an immediate question for global analysts. Why is a South Asian power involving itself in a territorial dispute in Europe's backyard? The answer lies in a calculated strategy. Cyprus has become the staging ground for a specific geopolitical response, a move designed to counter pressures much closer to India's own borders. For years, Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has pursued a foreign policy that frequently intersects with India's core interests, often siding with India's regional rivals. Diplomatically, Ankara uses the United Nations to repeatedly challenge New Delhi on the Kashmir issue, amplifying narratives that India considers strictly internal matters. Turkey also expanded its military support to Pakistan, supplying battle-proven hardware like the Bayraktar TB2 drone, which added a new technical dimension to the security challenges on India's western border. This cooperation is part of an emerging trilateral axis between Pakistan, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia, a formation some analysts describe as a Sunni axis or an Islamic NATO that creates a cohesive bloc stretching from the Gulf to the Mediterranean. While India previously maintained a policy of restraint regarding these distant provocations, Narendra Modi's administration has shifted toward direct strategic reciprocation. By establishing deep ties in Cyprus, India is signaling that it is prepared to engage in Ankara's own contested backyard, arming a regional rival as a direct response to Turkey's actions in South Asia. This shift was formalized during a recent state visit, where India and Cyprus elevated their relationship to a strategic partnership, the highest level of diplomatic and security alignment. The most significant outcome of this visit is a new 5-year defense cooperation roadmap. Stretching from 2026 to 2031, it provides the framework for joint security actions and technical partnerships. Nicosia is now reportedly moving toward a €1.2 billion defense package, with a specific interest in Indian-made kamikaze drones like the Nagastra 1 and the Skystriker. These systems gained attention following their performance in Operation Sindoor, where they were noted for their precision and effectiveness in a high-intensity combat scenario. For Cyprus, these drones represent an affordable and technically reliable countermeasure to the drone fleets that have given Turkey a tactical advantage in recent regional conflicts. Deploying these systems would effectively complicate Turkey's aerial operations, narrowing the unmanned technical gap that has long defined the security balance on the island. The most impactful element of this potential deal is the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. The technical challenge for an adversary is immense. The BrahMos flies at Mach 3 with a sea-skimming profile, evading shipborne and land-based radars. Positioning these missiles on Cyprus establishes an anti-access area denial zone. This creates a massive threat radius covering critical maritime lanes in the Eastern Mediterranean. This invisible bubble would directly complicate Turkish naval movements and add a layer of risk to their energy exploration activities in contested offshore zones. By introducing such a capable deterrent, Cyprus could create a significant tactical complication for Turkey, turning what was once a position of maritime dominance into a far more contested, high-risk environment. This partnership reflects a broader evolution in India's foreign policy, a move from its historic strategic autonomy toward a doctrine of multi-alignment. Beyond security, Cyprus is a critical node in the India-Middle East-Europe economic corridor. Securing this link is vital for New Delhi, as it attempts to build a reliable trade route bypass to mainland Europe. This aligns Cyprus with a broader hexagon of alliances, a network of nations, including Greece and Israel, working to protect maritime security and trade from emerging hostile axes. Ultimately, New Delhi is sending a clear signal directly to Ankara. Meddling in South Asian security comes with a cost. If Turkey supports India's rivals, India will provide the strategic tools for Turkey's rivals to balance the scales in the Mediterranean. India is no longer just a regional power focused on its own borders. It is increasingly projecting military influence to secure its interests and maritime corridors globally.